the country right now is dealing with the death of a KCB employee. And what are the reasons that led to her death? Marital stress and money-related stress. Allow me to withhold the name of that employee because the family has asked for privacy and it has asked people who are on social media to avoid a lot of speculation. But I have selected this case to talk about it today because it touches on the issues that I always speak on this channel: money-related stress and marital stress. Now, regarding marital stress, valid reports from close friends and family indicate that she had problems in the marriage. She had a lot of confrontations with the husband related to money and general behavior. For example, the husband had accused her of drinking a lot, and then reports indicate that he kicked her out of that matrimonial home. But other reports indicate that it is the lady who got out of that marriage because she was suffering. Now, regardless of whatever happened, she was really suffering in that marriage, and it contributed to her mental breakdown, which would have contributed to her ending her life. Now, in other reports, it shows that she was really suffering at work. She had this female boss who was really pressuring her to meet targets at work. You know, at work, we have these things we call key performance indicators or key performance targets. You know, you have to meet some targets for people to see that you are a good employee of the organization. So if you don't meet certain targets, regardless of whatever factors may be contributing to it, you get a lot of pressure from bosses. So reports indicate that this lady was going through a lot of stress at work, and that could have contributed to her ending her life. So we have two things here. Work ended the life of this lady, and marriage ended the life of this lady. We don't know a specific factor that could have led to this, but this lady had mental breakdown. Now, back to our lives. Marital stress and money-related stress. Now, sit down and ask yourself a little bit. Are you really happy in marriage? How many people out there are really happy in marriage? I usually avoid talking about this because some people tell me that I am being negative, that I do not want to be positive for once. I do not want to speak positive things about marriage. You know, I'm speaking about something that I've been in. I have been in a marriage setup. I have interacted with married friends. I have looked for advice from married people. And all I can get is that marriages have problems, deep problems. Some people even don't talk about them. You see that couple that takes beautiful photos on social media? That couple is going through a lot of problems, but they cannot speak. Why? Because society expects you to have a good marriage. Society will praise you when you have a good marriage. The church will appreciate you when you have a good marriage. Even distant family members will start envying you if you have a good marriage. And so people are struggling to show that they have good marriage. To show, not that they have it, but they want to show that they have a good marriage. And that is the same case with money. Society mistreats people who don't have money. By the way, if you don't have money, the family cannot treat you well. If you don't have money, you cannot stand in front of a family meeting to give advice. Some people believe that when you don't have money, you also don't have a brain. And so people are in this pressure of looking for money. If they don't have money, then they have to show that they have money. They don't have money actually. If you go to their bank accounts, it's reading negative. Their M-Pesa, they have Fuliza. Their pockets, they don't have money. But because society judges you based on how much money you have, you now have to show people that you have it. And now this leads to social media opulence. People start trying to show on social media that they are doing well, when indeed they are not actually doing well. So societal pressure is making people appear to be doing well in marriage and financially. But in reality, people are struggling in marriage, people are struggling with finances. Now, some people can withstand stress. Some people can hold that stress when it is disturbing them. But some people cannot. Some people go into depression and they end their lives. And this lady's predicaments are not the first one. We have talked about several other people who have ended their lives because of financial stress and marital stress. Now, let's look at your life. Turn back to your life. I don't want you to look at this lady or any other person, and let's avoid a lot of gossip. I want you to look at your life very well. Do you have money? Do you have money? Now, if you don't have money, I know you have a lot of pressure because you feel a lot of people have money and so you are being left behind. You should be having a lot of money. Now, if you don't have a lot of money, now you start developing a lot of stress. You are seated down, you don't have money, and that could make you end your life. You see? Now, do you have a good marriage? Do you have a good relationship? For those who are not married, I know deep inside you know that that marriage is not satisfying you. Deep inside, I'm not telling you to tell me how happy you are, because you will tell me I am happy. Sit down and ask yourself keenly, personally. Don't involve anybody. Am I really happy in this relationship? Am I happy in this marriage? Now, if you are not happy, photos on social media are lying to you that people out there are really very happy. And so you start thinking that I will end my life because I am not happy. And this is why I have been talking about being contented and just living a life that is real. You know, I've talked about faking life and living a real life. You know, a real life does not have a lot of pressure. Real life does not have financial pressure. You don't really have pressure with money. You don't have pressure with a relationship. I have made it clear on this channel that I don't have a woman currently. And I know the stresses a woman can put me in because I have been there myself. A woman has stressed me. I have tried to solve issues regarding women. I have tried to handle issues until I gave up and I carried up my hands. And I have come here to tell you that that field has defeated me. Some people will feel happy that they are in love. Okay, be in love. But for me, that field defeated me and I accepted. Now you can see I don't have pressure. I don't have pressure to deal with women. I don't have pressure to prove that I'm happily married. I don't have pressure to prove that I'm happy with a girlfriend. I'm just happy alone, taking videos here, just enjoying my life alone. I am happy alone and I'm not trying to fake anything. So if I come here with a woman, then I tell you that I'm happy with her, I'm really sorry. I got really frustrated in a marriage setup and I can tell you I was not happy and I came here to say I'm not happy, and so I'm just happy being alone. Now, what about finances? On finances, also be open. Be open about it. I have talked about how I was auctioned here. You know, a lot of people cannot talk about that because they want other people to see that they are really doing well. They are living this perfect life. They are making very good business choices. They have a lot of money. They are living life that is on a straight line. No. When a person like me, I come out and then I speak that I was auctioned because I made bad business decisions. Not because I enjoyed the money. No. Not because I was making some bad lifestyle decisions. No. It is because I made bad business decisions and it led me to having financial problems. Then I was auctioned. Then when I came out to speak, I have released myself. Now, a lot of people know that Gidi does not have money. You know, even if I have money right now, a lot of people know I don't have money. Now, I don't have love and I don't have money. That is what people know. And I'm living. I don't have pressure to prove to anyone that I'm happily married. Now, when you look at the case of this lady, I don't want to talk about her much, but I'm just pointing her out because it touches on the issues I've been talking about. You are forced to take photos to prove that you are happy in marriage. You take photos to prove to people, but deep inside you know you are not happy. You know, you take photos to show that you have a good car, but that car is on credit. You know, you are struggling to pay it. You are even behind on payment. Even your financials are sending you reminders repeatedly. Pay for this car. You are behind. Now, on rent, you are behind. On car payment, you are behind. Now, in marriage, you are suffering. But on social media, you are doing well with a car. You are doing well with a family. You are doing well financially. We see that you are doing well. The optics, you are doing well. But deep down, you are struggling. You are suffering. Now, when that pressure, you cannot hold that pressure, that you know yourself. We are not asking you to tell us. We know you have stress, but you are not telling us, and we know you have it. Now, when you have that pressure, and you are holding it, and you are trying to lie to the public, when you can no longer hold it, you will end your life. Bro, I am telling you, you are going to end your life because you can't withhold that lie. You can't live a lie for long. Be open, come out and speak the truth. What is really troubling you so that people can know that you are living a real life. Real life is having problems. Now, when we wake up every morning, we wake up to solve a problem. Bro, there is no life that has no problems. This world has a lot of problems. When you see a person out there running up and down, they are not happily running up and down. They are running up and down to address an issue. It could be school fees. It could be maybe running for stock. It could be maybe trying to address a problem that affected a family member. It could be going to hospital to see a sick patient. It could be maybe a lawyer going to attend to the needs of a client who is really stressed up. We are always in a constant state of solving problems. And so when you have a problem in your life, feel free and share. Just like you feel free lying to us that you are doing well. Feel free and tell us that I have this problem. I know there are some people who usually say that you should not share your problems. Some people usually say that people should not know about your problems. And then there is this common phrase that usually says that fake it until you make it. A very useless statement. That you just have to fake it until you make it. Why do you have to fake it? Why do you have to fake it? Just be real and tell us what you are going through. You will avoid a lot of pressure. If you are going through a marital problem, be open and speak about it. You will have removed pressure of relationships or marriages. If you are going through a financial problem, speak about it. You will have avoided the pressure of money, okay? But if you continue living a lie, you are going to struggle to live that lie. And this brings me to the issue of value. What is really the value of what we have? What do we consider as value? Do you know a lot of people out there have a twisted reality of value? What is the value of money? Now, I'm talking about two things on this channel. Money and marriage. What is the value of money? A lot of people think money is valuable. Money is not valuable. Money is not actually valuable. What you are boasting with is not valuable. When you see people now parading money, like we have a Kenyan forex trader, I think he's a binary trader, parading money and saying that people should stay guided. And then he tells people that you are brokies, you are broke, and I have money. And then he's showing money all over. What is the value of that money? Now, did you know that money does not have intrinsic value? Money itself has no value. So we are really rushing up and down, looking for money that has no value. Actually, money is just a means of exchange, okay? Now, a lot of people will tell me that if you don't have money, you will suffer. That is why we are looking for money. Money is important because we have given it value. Money is an invention of human beings, and then we assigned it value based on what we think. You know, 100 shillings is 100 shillings. It's worth 100 shillings because you believe it is 100. Do you know that? Now, if I believe that this tree is worth 100 shillings, now it will be worth 100 because I believe. Money itself has no value, but we assign it value. Now, why are you running up and down, stressed, looking for something that has no value? I know this will spark a lot of debate, and that is why I stopped by there going to work. And I am not looking for a job. Please don't help me to look for a job. I don't want a job. I am very okay, just like this. Some people will look at me as a very frustrated person. But I know if I rush out there looking for money, I'm not looking for something that is valuable, highly valuable. I know money is not valuable, really very valuable, but I need it to run my life. So I should not attach my life a lot to money. That's why I'm very okay to say I don't have it. Why? Because money does not define me. I have said on this channel a lot that I don't have that money because it does not define me. Even without money, I'm still giddy. Now, when you don't attach value to money, when it comes, you save a lot of it. And this is why I was just speaking about money recently. If you don't attach a lot of value to 100,000 and you get it, do you know it is easier to save 80,000? And it's an economic buffer now. You don't really give it a lot of priority, but you have a lot of it. Now, if you give money a lot of value, you will keep chasing it, and all the time you are looking for this. And there are people who say that we are always looking for the bag. Do you know people who are always looking for money are stressed? I don't know how to speak about this. Have you ever seen a person who is always looking for money? Always looking for money, chasing money all the time. Those people don't have time to rest. They are always under pressure, stressed, looking for something that has no value. Now, when they don't get it, they start feeling pressure. Now, they want to end their lives because they are not getting it. Bro, money is important. Look for it, but it has no value. Money has no value. We believe it has value. It is us who has assigned money value. Money itself has no value. You are valuable without money. And this also applies to having no marriage or relationship. Your value is not attached to someone else. Some people believe that you have to be attached to some person somewhere to get married for you to be considered valuable. You have value even without a marriage. You have value even without a girlfriend or a boyfriend. The value is you. The value is you, the natural you, the way you are born, empty from your mother's womb. You are valuable yourself. The other values that we keep talking about, they have been assigned to us by society. And so if you live by society, you will live under pressure. Now, do you know that I don't have pressure to get work? And that is why I keep saying that I don't want a job. Because I don't have pressure to get work. Now, do you know that I don't have pressure to have money, to keep showing that I have money? I have never come on this channel to tell you that I'm making this much, I'm very rich. No, I'm not rich. In fact, I talk about my financial struggles more. Okay? Why? Because I know even if I don't have money, I'm still okay. We can still have a discussion. Now, if you live in a state where you constantly want a lot of money and a good marriage, my friend, you are going to suffer. You are going to suffer. I don't want to rant a lot about this video. You know, in my videos, I don't follow a script. I just share my thoughts. There are some people who think that I create a script, then I start. I don't follow any script. I just take my camera, then I start talking randomly. So if my videos are not very coherent, please bear with me. I just speak my thoughts. I want to end this video by saying that accept yourself the way you are. Please live a real life. Real life has problems. If you have a problem, accept that you have a problem and do not fear to share that you have a problem, because a lot of people are going through problems. Financial problems are widespread. Millions of Kenyans are struggling. If you are struggling financially, you are not alone. A lot of people are struggling financially, and it's not a bad thing, because money was just assigned to us. It is a human invention that we have. And if you don't have it, it is okay, because in a capitalistic society, only a few people should have a lot of money. And in this country, as I have said, only 10,000 people are really, really wealthy. A lot of other people you see here out here are just struggling to pay loans here and there. They are struggling to pay school fees. They are struggling to manage their lives. A lot of people have financial problems. Having financial problems is not your problem. Having financial problems is a normal thing that even the most disciplined people experience, okay? Share about your financial problems. Share about your marital problems. Do not hide. Do not hide in happy photos. Do not hide that I'm happily married when you are really struggling. If you have that struggle, kindly share it. Now, if you don't want to share it, just accept it and keep quiet. Do not fall for this societal pressure that you must have these things. No, we must not have those things. The only thing you have to do in this world is to exist. We are born to just live and die. I'm telling you the truth. I know there is advice out there that you are supposed to chase your goals. You are supposed to work hard. Then, after chasing your goals, after attaining your goals, then what next? We are just living. We are like animals. Human beings, we are the most intelligent in the animal species, and then we believe that we should be having some other very important things. That is why we come out with things like religion, we come up with banks, we come up with money, we come up with marriage, and we are creating problems for ourselves when nature just wanted us to live in nature, to live a simple life, to live just life and die in the end. So we are living, we are existing in this world, and eventually we will die. So don't have pressure over anything. My friend, I don't have pressure over anything. I don't borrow money. By the way, I can't even call anybody to tell them that send me some 2,000 shillings, I'm struggling. No, I don't have financial pressure. If I have no money, I have no money. If I have money, yes, I have it. But I accept that this money can end. But what can also end is my life. My life can also end. Everything ends. So do not keep fighting over money, keep fighting over marriage, keep fighting over everything. Just live, okay? If you don't want to live a normal life, you will find yourself in a box. You will be living in a box. You are in a house in a box. You go to a box in a car. You go to work in a box, especially for those people who are in offices. After working on a desk, they also enter a box, a car. They go to the house, and they are telling you to think outside the box. live a simple life, accept the problems of life, and make life simple for yourself. If you have a problem and you want people to help you, just tell them that I am sick and come and help me. We have seen people with health insurance, but in the end, they also come for contributions. If you have a problem, just accept and tell people to help you. If they cannot help you, also accept that you cannot help yourself. Because if a lot of people cannot contribute enough money for you to be treated, you should not lie to yourself that you can work hard and get that amount. Even the richest people on the planet, like Steve Jobs, Raila Odinga, are in the grave right now, yet they had a lot of money. Live a simple life and let's appreciate our lives the way they are. Accept your situation the way it is. Speak about it, and if you cannot speak about it, accept it the way it is. Thank you for listening to me. This is Gidia Kali, and we shall meet again in another video. Peace.